You know, you can only say pause so many times till some shit you meant to say.
No, man. Some things are just ambiguous, and you just want to be clear that you meant it the strictly heterosexual way.
I got a girl, you got a girl.
You know what I'm saying?
Heterosexuality happening. You know what I mean? Like, it's okay.
All right, let's get it.
It's all right. Besides, if you're interested in me, I think my girl might fight you. Probably not fight you.
I'm not going to fight you.
I'm about to tell you.
I would leave that to you. I would leave it to you.
Mike, your breast's too small. I don't like.
Hold on.
I would leave it to you. If he wanted you, I would leave it to you. I would not even get in between.
Horrible.
So you would let a man?
No, would you let him?
That's the point right there, because I'm not letting
him. So if we're in an environment,
and don't point at me when you say man.
if we're in an environment, right, and there's a dude,
okay,
and he's googly and eyeing me, you wouldn't be like, yo, what the fuck?
I'm never gonna press another man for being googly eyed with my man. I'm gonna pay attention to how you reacting. I'm gonna like watch you and see how you're taking it. Cause I don't care. Like, I don't have a competition.
I don't agree with that.
I don't competition. If it's a woman, I still won't say anything to her. That's not my style. I know I trust, the guy that I'm with, and I'll be good. I would never.
This isn't going on. You've already said me, so we're not fucking like. This is a question. So if a woman's right here and she's just like locked in,
I'm never approaching a woman for that. I'm gonna just get closer with you and just mark my territory.
So that's the way
pee on his leg.
I was thinking about that, but then I was like, no. But what I would probably do is
that is not okay.
I will go next to you. I will make body contact, and in the meantime, I'm gonna look at her to make sure that I have eye contact with her, so that she knows.
So that's doing something.
This is
no.
That's not approaching, and that's not being confrontational.
No, I don't mean I wouldn't say approaching anybody.
I would do the same thing with a female.
For the record. I had to do something like that. For the record, peeing on me in any capacity is not okay, especially not even
in the shower.
Like in the shower?
No, in the shower.
Do you pee in the shower?
Pause, yo. Don't be.
I mean, look it.
I mean, when sometimes
I confess, I do.
Sometimes you get in the shower and you realize, like, shit, I should have. Yeah. Everybody pees in the shower. If they say they don't pee in the shower, they're lying.
I don't pee in the shower.
You're lying.
You say you don't?
Yes, I do not.
I'll pee in the shower, but I'll let it out little by little, so that you don't notice it. Because for some reason, it looks more yellower in the shower than normal.
It's too much thinking. Just let it out.
No, because it's a lot. That's like it's white tub and just a yellow stream.
Wait, you're talking like somebody in there with you?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Like
what? Good luck.
Like if they're behind you and you got to pee, you just let it out little by little.
See, here's the thing. I don't think this happened with me, so that conversation's done.
Okay.
I'm going to be talking about you peeing in the fucking shower with somebody else. Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Jus Mic here with DJ Maestro and Eveyythang. We are part of this is the Safe Takes Unfiltered podcast. And, oh my goodness.
I feel like he's been peed on and doesn't know.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
Little by little, I'm telling you, it marks it covers the color of it, so you won't even know that I'm peeing.
Showers will never be the same.
No, I saw his little toes go like this in the water too. I was like, oh, no.
Yo, I feel like this is a thing. Like we might as well, like, we should announce. We should let people know.
I've never been peed on before.
No, not announce that you've been peed on. I don't want to know.
I haven't been peed on, so we can't announce that I have been peed on.
No, brother, I don't know, man.
No, I feel like I would know.
Would you?
I'd like to think so.
I don't know.
I never tell.
I keep my eyes open in the shower.
Yeah, but you look up. Do you look down?
I look all around. My question is like, if you
suddenly this has gotten uncomfortable.
Do you clean that shit?
No, pee is sterile. Pee is sterile though.
If you ever are in the wilderness and you get a cut or something like that, you got to pee on yourself. It's sterile. Mm-hmm. The ammonia will.
My son, we went to Puerto Rico last year. 2 years ago, and my son got stung by a stingray, and he cried so much and so loud.
You got to pee on it. Or
legit
jellyfish.
Legit jellyfish. There it goes. Legit. Like me and my cousin, we peed in a cup, and he went from screaming to instantly.
That's the part I didn't want to hear.
Instantly being traumatized. I get it.
Y'all just passed the cup around like I don't have enough pee.
No, well, there was a house in the beach. There was a house in the beach, and the people who lived there.
Collaboration.
Yeah, they collabed the poop cup.
Let you go. So my cousin did it. It wasn't enough
She
to
said
pee
like
the
that?
first
I'll
time.
let you.
And then I went and peed.
I'll let you. Like, y'all
She
had
was
fun
like,
with it.
she did, because I don't speak Spanish, and it was a white woman, you know, who owns the house in the beach in Puerto Rico. She was the only one that spoke English, because I ran to the restaurant and I didn't know how to say my son got stuck, stung by a jellyfish, and I need pee. Like, how do I say that? I didn't know what to do.
Borrowing pee from strangers.
Well, I kept saying my son got stung, and then somebody understood what I was saying. They said vinegar, and then the lady was there, and she said, "My house is right here. You can go to the bathroom." So she laid my son down, and my niece went first, peed in the cup, and then I went. It was instant, like literally instant. Like, I thought it was a myth. My son don't care about that. Do you know how much pain he was in before
sure
I
hurt.
put that? And
Yeah.
it wasn't stinky pee too. Like, you know how some people have like really potent fucking pee?
So you smelled it.
So you drink water regularly?
Well, that's the thing. Let's go back. Yeah, I do. So let's go back. Let's go back to that peeing in the shower. That's how you know too. Like, you smell that shit.
I don't know what's going on right now.
I mean, this is not the topic of the podcast, you guys.
It is now. Like, what is going on?
I don't know. I don't, you know.
So when you get into relationships with your girlfriend, aren't you get comfortable. You pee in the bathroom together. One is taking a shit, one is taking a shower. Those are like normal things.
Yes, but that's usually a collaborative decision. So you gotta let the person know if you're peeing on them in the shower.
In the shower,
it's nice to let them know. It just
I'm not peeing on them because they're behind me, so the pee is coming out in the front. No. What if I'm in the shower and I squat just a tad bit, point out like that, and it shoots out?
All right. So if anything shoots out that direction, that's the wrong. It's supposed to spurt, and guys go this way.
It's supposed to.
We definitely had a topic for today. I just want you guys to know that. I don't know. We did.
Okay, my bad. Anyway, so okay.
But this is good content. Don't get it twisted. I'm not saying we can't do it.
Okay. So I saw a post that you put up on TikTok.
Yep.
And you were very animated about it. And it was a 50-50 relationship thing, and how you felt about that.
Mm-hmm.
So what I want to do is play that. And
let's go to it.
We can come back and
because I gotta check it out. I haven't seen
get some takes on it. Unfiltered though.
All right, so let's play.
Check it out.
It's always funny when I hear, where are the women that go 50-50 at? Where are the women that understands the importance of 50-50? What happened is that women started to realize that it's not 50-50. Not at all. Because men, what they want is, they want you to go half on the bill. They want you to submit to them. They want you to do the womanly things, the shit that make you wifey material. Let me spell it out. You want her to get up and work 8 hours just like you do. But when she comes home, she got to cook dinner, right? She got to make sure that the house is clean and tidied and suitable for a king like you, right? Everybody comes before her. The kids, if you have any, she takes care of her honey. When she cooks dinner, she serves you. She makes sure that you have clean clothes, that you have food to eat on lunch. Whenever you about to lose your shit and go crazy, she's the person that supports you and tells you, baby, calm down. It's okay. It's okay. You got too much to lose. She is your anchor. She is your backbone. And on top of all of that, she has to show up for you intimately. Because if, God forbid, if she doesn't have sex with you, then you, but this, but that, you're cheating, you're this. So she worked 8 hours all day, okay? She does all the cleaning. She does all the cooking. She takes care of the kids. She takes care of the animals. She does the grocery shopping. 50-50 really looks like to me, 50-50 looks like me being able to stay home to do all of that shit. To do all of that, with a little allowance, of course. But all jokes aside, you guys, we're looking for guys to be men. God created male, not man. He created female and male. Just because you're born, that don't mean you're a man. We're looking for men and males. A real man understands 50-50. And even if you do go to work, when you cook, he's gonna do the dishes, or at least put them in the dishwasher for you. When you do the laundry, when you put them on the bed, he's gonna at least fold them for you. 50-50 doesn't always need to be financial. 50-50 is an effort.
Okay, that was that was something, Ev.
Yeah.
So you know what? Everything with Evie, we'll get into that.
Yeah. So
you got to explain yourself.
Listen, all right, you guys. What I want to know is, what does 50-50 mean to you, Mike? Because I think a lot of times when people say 50-50, I feel like they only talk about the financial. And that's all they mean by the 50-50 is the financial part of it. What do you think?
Well, first I just had to sit back and think of all those scenarios to see if like I fall into any of those in any relationships, and I don't. So to me, 50-50 is I guess the easiest way to break it down, 50-50 is how it should be. No. Okay. The concept of 50-50 in a relationship is an ideal concept. It's, you hold me down, I hold you down, so on and so forth.
Yes.
But I don't think that is a realistic concept, because sometimes, to me, the 50-50 is we're meeting in the middle in a relationship, mentally being on the same page, the respect level's the same, the expectations are the same, and things like that. But I feel like in experience, and I just think in general, I've seen it before, sometimes it's never going to be a 50-50.
No.
Sometimes it's an 80-20. Sometimes it's a 90-10. Sometimes it's 60-40.
Financial.
No,
a lot of times.
I just including finances,
Yeah.
but just in general, because sometimes I'm up and sometimes they're down, and vice versa. So to me, the concept of 50-50 to me in my mind is we both have the same intentions, the same energy, the same feelings, the same requirements, and the same demands of each other. And that's the 50-50. I think once you start getting to all this stuff, all the other things,
that is the real 50-50.
Then it turns into a whole different conversation.
Yeah.
Stro?
That's how it should be.
This is a very sensitive topic. Okay.
You keep talking if you want, if you need a minute.
First of all, no, I don't need a minute.
All right.
I just,
because I'm holding some stuff in the pocket right now. Well,
that's what I'm saying.
In the pocket that's a lot thinner than it once was. Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry, bro.
No, look, man, the reality is 50-50 means something different in different situations, right?
Yeah.
I'm more aligned with you where 50-50 means just hold me down, but it's never 50-50. It's always going to be 80-20. You might come home, let's take emotional. You might come home and that day I just don't have it. Right? Yep. And I need you to kind of kick in and hold me down. Not only hold me down, but if we got kids, I need you to maybe recognize that I'm not in a great space and hold that situation down so that I can regain my composure. From a financial standpoint, if, for example, people, it depends. Are you struggling? Right? Are you both poor? Are you both middle class and you need both your incomes? Is one making 2-3 times more than the other? There's different scenarios. So how do we have a conversation about 50-50? I don't even like percentages. I don't like numbers. It's like I expect my helpmate to hold me down in a way that we both can prosper and progress. This is for both of us. This is for the family, right? So hold me down like I'm going to hold you down in multiple ways, right? Now, I feel like that's a totally different conversation from what is often spoken about by women. I'm tired of hearing women talk about, I'm not going 50-50 with no man.
Because you guys talking about financial.
Well, no, but even if it is financial.
Because no guys ever explain what you guys are just saying. Everybody, when they talk about wanting 50-50, it's always a financial situation.
Even if it's financial, right? The conversation when women say, I refuse to go 50-50, it comes with an expectation that because I am a man, I'm supposed to pay more of the bills. What if we both make $100,000? We both make $100,000. Are you saying we're going to live off of my income and not yours?
Here's the thing. And to jump back on something, it's part of the video in there where you said, staying at home, working from home. And you said you don't like statistics, but a staggering one is the way things are now in the economy now.
Yeah.
If you decide to work from home, that's a $70,000 to $80,000 to $100,000 decision per year you're making.
That they're losing out.
That income is being lost in a dual household. If one person says I'm not going to work,
Right.
And they're not generating income. That's a required $70,000 to $100,000 decision that's being made.
Depending on how much that person makes, yes. But you got to factor in childcare and things like that. Sometimes it's worth it.
Well, now statistically, well, not even statistically, financially, the economy has put it into a position where you need a dual income.
Yeah.
The number I have it
to live a certain lifestyle.
To be comfortable, you need dual income. Unless
somebody's making really good money.
Really, really good money.
Right.
Right.
What's really good money? I feel like 250,000 and up, you should be okay in most cities.
Yeah.
I need to go.
That's 250. What I would say is good. What I'd say comfortable. I mean, if you manage properly, you get into your six figures wherever they are, then you should be able to function like that.
I kind of feel like you can be comfortable at any rate if you just know how to live within your means. You can be comfortable with a $70,000 yearly pay. Yeah, 100 and something. It really does depend on your lifestyle.
Yeah, but that's the point though. Your lifestyle is going to reflect your pay. So if you say comfortable, it depends on what your vision of comfortability is, but also there are people, unfortunately, when we're talking about statistics, there are people out here on average. Let's take our city, middle-sized cities in the United States,
45, 50, right?
45, 50,000, and that's not enough. That is not enough. No, so you're struggling. You're living from paycheck to paycheck, and there's an affordable housing crisis right now where people just can't even afford to live. You paying $1,700, $2,000 for rent. That's a mortgage.
Yeah.
Not anymore, but that's
man. Look, Tom, that was a mortgage. Look, stop. You said if I'm going to get emotional, you start talking about rent.
Yeah,
because my rent is like next level for one person.
Crazy.
It didn't start that way, ended that way, but it's working its way back around. We jumped off a little bit. So in yours, so here's what I think of when I see your video and videos like that. Mm-hmm. And I'm not gonna lie, I really do watch stuff like that, and I sit back and I think like, because you said that no one's ever explained it like that.
No, because
so my thing is like, who have these women been around that is?
It's the majority. A lot of men, when they say where's the 50-50 is they don't talk about all the things that she creates. We create the household. You provide that to us, and as the woman, we create it,
Yeah.
But they don't look at that as 50-50. They look at, we're going to split this rent halfway. We're going to split the bills halfway. But like, just
what do you mean by you create the household though?
So if you look gender roles, right? Just black and white. Gender role is male provides, women we make home. That's
traditional. That's traditional.
We create the home. So 50-50, I mean, a lot of women, we want to work. We don't want to stay home and do that. I threw that out there because there are a lot of house moms, people who stay home, who their husband give them a little allowance to do that because that's their lifestyle. And that is a thing, mm-hmm. That's not frowned upon. That's a stay-at-home mom. But there are women who do work, who want to go work, and who's okay with doing the 50-50, but it's not the 50-50 that you guys say that you want the 50-50 financial, but then if she slacks in other categories because she's tired, because she doesn't have enough time to do things, it's frowned upon because now gender role always plays a part in everything. She's a woman. She's supposed to be domestic. She's supposed to clean. She's supposed to cook. She's supposed to do all of these things. And then we're supposed to be intimate and girly and soft and feminine for you.
So is it, okay, so Stro, let me ask you, is the problem that some people function off of the mentality of gender roles in place of partnership roles?
Yeah, I mean, I think first of all, I don't think there's anything wrong with functioning off of gender roles, right? But if you're talking about gender roles, then you have to acknowledge that a woman, what they're bringing to the table is the cooking, cleaning, house. That is a job. It's a full-time job.
It's creating a home, though. That's not just the cooking and cleaning. It's creating an environment for the family.
Yeah, but it's not just the woman that creates an environment for the family. And these are the assumptions that we go off of, right? Mm-hmm. So there's a environment of discipline. There's an environment of, safety. There's an environment, like all of those things the man is bringing to the table as well, right? Mm-hmm. So the thing is, if you're going to go off of just traditional gender roles, then the woman, typically the women wouldn't be working. They'd be focused solely on the upkeep of the house. And in that case, then it shouldn't be a conversation of financial. But you're talking about a woman working, a man working. I think that the reverse should happen. Like, you guys, if you're both working, you have salaries, then you should be sharing the roles at the house too, right? Or splitting them.
Partnership roles.
So then, I was going to say
100%.
that. So imagine this, right? You and your partner, you guys work, and you guys have a financial, an agreement that one pays the rent. Like, let's just say your husband, he pays all the bills, he pays the rent. And then the wife, her money, it goes into an account. It goes into something. It goes into the house, the food, the this, the that. Can you imagine how much money you could save that way if you guys are one unit? So like, her money's not her money. That's your money. So his money is paying the rent and everything. And her money is the taking care of everything and then saving. Instead of, because a lot of people who are in relationships, they financially live at two different lives. Like he has her own bank account, she has her own bank account, and then I give you half of my rent, I give you half of my rent, and everything is individual. When you're with a couple, it should be a unit. At least when you're married.
If you're married.
Yeah,
I've never been married. I have views, but I won't touch them because I've never been married before.
If you're married, I feel like that is.
I think married or not, if you are in a serious relationship, it's helpful to have a individual bank account and then a group bank account. If you have shared expenses, then you have a bank account where both of you would kick in a certain percentage. The easy way of doing this is if you make, I'm just throwing out numbers. Let's say you make 100,000 a year, and I'm trying to do realistic numbers for the average person, right? So 100,000 and another person's making 60,000. It should be ratio based, right? So what is the percentage that you're gonna, take care of for all of the bills that go? Kick that in. Now I understand what you're saying because that's something that I was advocating for when I was married, right? My thing is, if I made more money, right? I made like 2 or 3 times more than what she made. And it got to a point where it was like I was paying 90% of all the things. It might be a bill here or whatever that was paid for. But the reality is that you don't want to break the bank.
Yeah.
You don't want to lean too heavy on one
person
income. You got to figure out what you're doing with that other income, right? And so if you're married, that you can do that. You can say, well, my income is going to go to all these bills and the lifestyle. And then this money is going to go into retirement. It's going to go into investments. It's going to go into maybe real estate, all of those things. But that's collectively, that's your money. It's different if you're not married.
Yes.
It has to be done differently.
I think,
for sure, it should be.
I think every relationship writes its own rules.
100%.
And some are traditional, some flip flop. But yeah, I think that's the big thing. I think every relationship writes its own rules. But when it comes to the 50-50 thing, if we're talking financially, and I say this to the women out there, Cardi B was like, yo, everything should be 50-50. And that's, and I mean, she's got it.
Cardi.
Yeah.
She's got it.
Mm-hmm.
Cardi's a real
but she's not someone that one would expect to just be like, to say something like that.
Yeah.
But the fact that she said that, like, those are things that I think women should look into as well. But as far as men go, it should never be a situation where it's like, whew, now I got somebody that's going to pay half of everything. I think once it becomes, and I'll leave that out. Once it becomes the relationship, the topic of conversation is a monetary conversation, the relationship is done. In my opinion, I think that damages the foundation because money will set everything aside.
Yeah.
So in my mind, if I'm with someone, let's pretend that I'm married, right? Which I've never been. But let's say I'm engaged and I know it's a relationship that's just where I'm going to go. It just is. It's like, it is. What I have, you have, and it should be the other way around. I'm never going to, I can't see myself ever trying to tap into what my, lady, fiance, wife would have. But that's where that 80, 20, 60, 40, 50, 50, that's where that comes in. It should just be, it should be a us thing until it's not. But hopefully until it's not, never happens.
I kind of disagree, right? Mm-hmm. Because when you're married, you have to speak financials. Because if you don't talk financials, I think that's like one of the leading reasons why, statistically speaking, why marriages fail is financial, right? There's other reasons that people talk about why divorces happen. But financial strains put a huge barrier and bottleneck on a marriage, right?
Right.
So you have to walk in having those conversations and making sure you're aligned, making sure that you guys have the same game plan.
I don't mean that. I agree with that.
Okay.
I don't mean that. I mean that because that's part of it. That's like, yo, I'm allergic to strawberries. All right, I'm not going to get strawberries. Like that's I'm talking about if everything is like, yo, I'm going to the store. Man, you went to the store yesterday and spent $20 when you went to the store. Not so. There are some couples that do that, and that's disastrous.
Yeah, that is.
It is, but then I think sometimes we don't take into consideration when people are underwater, right? Like if you're making good money,
that's like the strawberries,
and you're doing that,
right?
Then that's a problem. But if you are like, if you have a spouse that's spending habits is really placing a strain on you as a couple, like we got to talk about that. Like, hey, you got to buy less strawberries. Like now to get some pears.
Now, sorry to keep interjecting.
Fucking plant a tree, bitch. Yeah. Okay.
Sorry to
keep buy you some seeds.
Sorry to
God said order these bitches.
So I have a thing, right, with who I'm with, right? If my pockets are hot, my woman's got to be like, yo, stay home today. Because that's
what you mean? Wait, hold on. Wait, what? What do you mean?
If my pockets are hot?
If your pockets are hot.
Yeah.
Your lady should tell you to stay home.
Might chill. Because the way I
am. Oh, you mean if
if my pockets are hot, meaning like
you spend a lot.
Meaning I'm in the shop mentality, right? Even if I don't need to be. But I'll get like that sometimes. Yeah. Like I'll get like that. I'll see something and just be like, you know, it's on a card, so I can't see the money go. Like I'll do that. In a relationship, there are times where, you know, my partner has to say to me, bro, stay home today. All right, you cool. Let's cook. Okay, cool. You're right. And bring it aside because that's part of it. Right. And that's where to me, the 50-50 thing comes in.
Yeah.
That's where that balance comes in. You know, I have to be willing to accept that though. I can't be like, yo, don't tell me what to do with my money.
Don't tell me how to spend don't tell me how to live my life.
So like this is a very layered conversation, right? But I feel like we're not thinking about the women that are out there that would make good money, right?
Yeah.
That are out here talking about because there's a man. Like I feel like people are so confused.
Yeah.
Like what? And I'm gonna touch on two celebrities during the Beats, Bars, and Business piece, right? But like I feel like people are often confused about like it's either gender roles or it's partnership or like people. Let's just put it this way: people genuinely don't know how to have good relationships. That's why everybody's single. Yeah. That's why y'all single. That's why you're getting ran through by men. That's why men are losing women. Like
back to being ran through. It always goes there.
I'm really happy that he said back to men losing women because
I want to be fair and balanced.
Yes,
right. Men losing good women. Women getting ran through. If you are associating. No. Mike, you bad. So listen, if you are associating a lifestyle,
everything comes back to get ran through. Like, damn.
Because you know what, women are bitterness at this. There are some women.
No, like we should take a shot of like me running.
Listen, if there are women out here who complain about not being able to find good men, but prioritize whether a man makes enough money, and on top of that, whether they're paying all of the bills. What value are you bringing to the table other than your vag?
They're delusional. Because
I'm glad you said that.
Because a lot of women we're willing to do 50-50. I feel like it depends on the person. I feel like you are willing to push out more financially if you're really into the person. Like if you're like about the person, you're probably not willing to shell out so much money. But if you're into that person, you're more willing to come out financially for that person.
I think, I think a lot of people in relationships are opportunists.
100%.
So it's like, well, I mean, if you can buy it, then sure. And it ends up being a pattern where that's what it is.
If I'm with a woman, and I look for these signs early on. If I'm with a woman and we go out, and first dates are first dates. But if we go out and you can't offer, because 9 times out of 10, I'm going to pay. 9 times out of 10. Every now and then I might sit back and I just want to see what happens. Or we really have to be deep in a relationship for me to like, all right, you know what? You can got this 1 out of 100. Go ahead.
It's normally a back and forth with me. It has to be like, I'm tipping then. And then what I tend to do is tip the check. So I can mentally feel okay about it.
So you tip for her?
That's a man thing.
Well, if she's paying for the meal, then I'm going to tip. But I make sure my tip going home, I'm feeling like, all right. It's just a thing. I don't know what it is.
No, it definitely, it's a man thing. And that's one of the reasons why, like I said, 9 times out of 10, I'm paying.
Yeah.
Right? It's got to be a situation where I don't pay, or I'm just like, let me test her. And
you should.
Right.
I think so.
But these expectations extend past dates, past food, into mortgage, into rent, into lifestyle. Like, hold up, wait a minute. How did we go from appetizers to fucking Gucci and a freaking pad in Manhattan on the 3rd floor? Like, hold up, we gotta chill with that.
How expensive in Manhattan 3rd? You understand how much?
That's bread,
the
bro.
Penthouse on the 12th floor.
Please, man, you crazy as shit.
Why is there an expectation from women that because we are men, we could be making very close, similar incomes, but because we are men, we're supposed to pay the majority of the bills? And if not, we are not man enough.
It's definitely the gender role, because women feel like you should provide, but also I feel like that is a maturity thing. Oh, I'm 40 years old. When I go out, I have an understanding that, I should at least offer or pay the fucking tip. But some girls they have the audacity. They have, that entitlement where they feel like they watched 20 videos on TikTok today, and every one of them said that, he needs to make 100K before he can even talk to you. These things, you start to believe it after a while. No, it's true. Like, that's why a lot of women are delusional. They watch these videos
Ladies,
on how to become.
If you are one of the women who believe that a man has to, at start, like, you got to at least make 100K to even speak to you, you are missing out on a lot of good men. 1,000%. And you will be unhappy for the rest of your life. And let me just put this out here, because I'm going to be the asshole for a minute. I could go to Colombia and get someone 10 times better than you for $5. Knock it off, my nigga.
Grand. $5. You mean to bring back?
Well, you mean to bring back
to the States?
All right. I don't know the currency exchange, right? Like, maybe I'm off with the currency
exchange. You talking about like on the streets down there?
Now I
was talking the streets. I'm talking passport.
Passport. Okay, yeah. I get you. Five. You could bring it $5 grand, bring it back.
Maybe in Thailand, $5. In Colombia, $50. I'm not cheap. The system is cheap. My point is that there's somebody somewhere else that is 1,000,000 times better than you and will come home and cook and clean and do whatever. If we want to reduce it to that, I'm not looking to buy vagina. I'm not looking to buy a woman. I'm looking for a helpmate. I'm looking for a soulmate. I'm looking for someone that's going to bring value, and that value doesn't always have to be monetary. I was going extreme, but the point is that there's reasons why there are groups of men that are flying outside of the country. Because if you're going to, that's again, prostitution. If you are associating your looks and your presence and your sexual, engagement with a male with how much he pays, we can find cheaper routes. And honestly, the way business goes, we're supposed to find ways to cut the overhead. So chill out.
That's funny. Well, listen.
So in relationships though, right? Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Do your thing.
Well, I was going to say, what he's saying, you're right. Because my son's father, he met his wife in DR. And what he used to say is he couldn't wife an American woman because American women's, their beliefs are off. And he said traditionally the women in DR, they are more 50-50. They're more supportive.
Respectful.
They're more
appreciative.
He said he had to go to a third world country to find him a wife. And a lot of
values are still there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look, I know that was crazy, but like honestly, it's this is such a sensitive topic. It really pisses me off. It upsets me that people have the audacity to think that you bring so much value to the table.
No, I agree with that.
That there's a monetary number that
I think there's a certain level of delusion.
100%.
With I'll say people. But for sake of conversation right now, because what we're talking about,
it's the shuns. Not to cut you off, but it's the shuns. It's delusion and prostitution.
Well, no, not that part. What I'm saying,
I was gonna say that too, and the men who trick on them because
let's keep it real.
Now that you know what? Can we pivot real quick? Because that annoys the shit out of me. I'm gonna say that
men tricking.
The word tricking on somebody.
Okay.
Now, first and foremost, if I'm with somebody, right? If we're in a relationship and I want to get her,
That's
some
not
shit,
tricking.
I'm getting what I want to get her. I don't
That's
give a shit.
fact.
If it's day one, if it's year 5, if I feel like getting something and I have it, I'm getting it.
Yeah.
And I don't give a damn if it's every single day. If I feel like doing it, I'm doing it. I'm not doing it to buy something. I'm not
holidays.
I'm not
You don't need holidays.
It's a Tuesday. I see this. I like it. I want to see it on
100%.
you. I want to take it off of you. I'm buying it for you.
100%.
And that's what it is. And people get that concept messed up. And where I think that concept gets screwed up in the phrase, the whole tricking thing, I think that comes from unevolved men. I think that's what it is. It's like, women aren't this, guys do this. And like that shit bothers me because it's like, no, like I'm getting something from my lady because I feel like getting something from my lady because I feel like she deserves my attention.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I feel like that term tricking came as like a counterpart to the transactional understanding of male and female dynamics in relationships. Like, it's not a chicken or the egg thing where the man started it or the woman started it, but women have some women, I want to make sure that we're not, some women have a very skewed perspective as to what they should be bringing to the table and what they should be getting out of a relationship, as do some men. This actually goes back to the conversation that you had a while ago when you were talking about in a sexual society, like men win. Men, like it's a very uber masculine, male dominated society where women are objectified, and because of that, there's no scenario where you're gonna have sex with me and I'm gonna be mad because you know what I'm saying? Like it's just not reality.
Right. Call your boy, man. She had sex with me again today, man. I don't know how I'm gonna deal with this anymore. Like, nah, stop.
So, that's, to me, that's the reality. They go hand in hand. Tricking versus, I'm gonna get something out of this dude and whatever else. And I believe that came from prostitution mindset. Like,
so if you go with the prostitution mindset, though, right? And I think the phrase "trick" was a guy who's paying the prostitute.
Isn't it
the John?
So the trick is the girl.
The trick, the
trick is the girl.
Yeah.
Okay. So sorry, I mixed up. I'm not a pimp.
Yeah.
So like, but that's also AKA a trick. A man who buy a simp who buys girls. He be buying her a whole bunch of stuff. That's a trick, right?
Or sugar daddy, or
sugar daddy.
There's all these different terms for it, but like essentially, it has become a business.
Yeah,
and I think it has become a business where we no longer have to work for things. We can just use the assets that God gave us. So if I have a fat ass, if I have big breasts, if I have a pretty face, then how do I survive? I'm not reading a book. I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
Why do I have to read a book? I gotta study? Wait a minute. I have to study for a medical exam? Like,
if you had those attributes, I'd be concerned.
What, fat ass and breasts?
And then a full beard and the mustache, like that.
Why are you picturing?
You said like that would be so disturbing.
Big booty Judy.
It'd be like, yo, what is this
big
right
booty
now?
Stroke.
Like,
I'm working on my man.
Push up.
I'm getting,
I'm just saying. You said that, and you kept saying I. So I just want you to redirect and say, if I were a woman and
as a woman, you guys get it. As a woman,
wait, now you're speaking as a woman. Like, you're making me uncomfortable. We're gonna have to take a break for a second. Switch sheets.
We should take a break, as a matter of fact.
All right,
follow us, first of all. Instagram, we're at Safe Takes Pod. And of course, check us out for the long form on YouTube. Safe Takes Unfiltered Live. All right? So we'll be back.
And when we come back, you're not going to be talking about having breast, ass, and a pretty face.
I'm gonna fill
Mike, you're not looking at my... I'm going to sit.
Hold on. Let me look real fast. I'll tell you. You don't got to look. See, I'm 50-50, baby. I'll tell you what you want to know.
Yo, I said, kick right the fuck out. Walking in 30. All right, everybody, we're back. We had to calm it down a little bit. Safe Takes Unfiltered podcast. I'm Jus Mike.
DJ Maestro, what's up?
Your girl,
Eveyythang. And so just to recap you can go back and watch it if you're online. Ev did a TikTok. Tell them where to find you on TikTok.
So you can find me at Eveyythang, Eveyythang. That's TikTok and Instagram.
So on TikTok, she did a thing and she was talking about the whole 50-50 concept. And, she focused on men that are like, yo, I'm just looking for a woman that's going to pay half of what we have to pay. And I think it kind of angled around to show that first and foremost, that's a guy that's probably that's not evolved. And secondly, in a relationship dynamic, there should be more partner roles than gender roles. I think. And I don't mean like, I don't mean a pronoun thing. I'm saying partner like man, woman, or whatever it is, woman, whatever it is, in a relationship, instead of being like, you're a woman, so you should do this, or you're a man, so you should do that. So that's interesting. Now, I want to women being paid to date, like officially. Like you said, there's like some famous people that are some famous women, right?
Yeah. So
we're gonna Beats, Bars, and Business, DJ Maestro. This is where it gets interesting. This is where the industry comes out and all that stuff.
So Diaz, first of all, Young Miami, everybody know Young Miami. Young Miami came up with a comment. They asked her about how much a man needed to make in order to be with her, and she gave an astronomical.
But in her world, that makes sense.
It makes sense in her world. She just finished dating Diddy, right?
So that means whoop, that ran through. They get that baby oil.
And then I forget the other woman's name. Damn, I'm just drawing a blank. Diaz. Her last name was Diaz. She was a supermodel, right? Supermodel that she was talking about, like, you know, in order for a person to be with her, they need to give her a minimum of $250,000 as like for expenses for her to be with them.
Why?
I don't know. That shit got to be bomb. Like it can't. $250,000 bomb. Like you know.
That's crazy.
So she is a bartender at a high-profile club in Miami, and she makes $250,000. So a lot of people, you know, this was on the Breakfast Club. This was on a bunch of different, you know, mediums where they were talking about like, why is she saying this? She typically pulls in roughly $250,000, and so in order for her to be with someone, she's saying that that's the lifestyle that she's expecting, and she's So I don't know if she was looking to stay at home and just be. I mean,
she doesn't want to lose that $250,000. She's a tax bracket. Like she needs somebody who's gonna make more than her.
No, not make. She's saying this is the money that they have to give her.
Gifts and
she
shit?
has. Yeah, this is her like what do you call it? A salary, or like this is her stipend,
her wage,
her allowance.
Allowance. There you go. No, this is her allowance.
That's
$250.
That's
bruh. That's what I just said.
Say that like
prostitution.
But that's crazy when you say it like that. Because I just now said I wish I could do that, and then you said prostitution afterwards.
That was the next comment coming. Like,
but like, damn, can you imagine being able to say, I'm not fucking with nobody unless they make $250,000 and legit
not make $250,000.
Give me $250,000, and guess what? There'll be a line of men who are willing to do that.
You know the hottest thing. You know what's gonna happen now, and I can't wait to see it. We got to watch it on our social media. It's gonna be at least one person like, I'll give you $250,000. I got you.
Hold on.
How about 125 now, 125 later after? Because that's how it'd be. It'd be
what type of men do you think you're attracting that would give you $250,000? Like, let's have this real conversation. What type of men are you attracting that would give you $250,000 to do what?
Oh, I don't know. That's a house. I fell in love with bums, so I don't know. I don't feel I have, because financially, financial is important, but I fell in love with people who don't have it. So I don't know. Like, for people to say I can't fuck with somebody who doesn't, I fell in love with someone who doesn't have it.
If I am a man and I'm giving you $200,000, and let me just preface with, these are not my values. The views spoken on this, no. Like, I'm not saying that these are my values, but I could only imagine a man that is willing to. So either you got to be filthy. So one or two things. I'm filthy rich, and I'm like, baby, I don't want you to have to work. Like, I'm gonna just give you this and whatever else. But I'm expecting certain things. I'm expecting you not to be arguing with me. Don't pick a fight with me.
No,
I'm expecting you to want to give me ass whenever I want ass.
Okay.
Right? I'm expecting, you to first of all, a lot of the women that are out here saying this, like, I couldn't picture them in the kitchen cooking. So they're not cooking.
No.
You're not cleaning, because if your man is able to give you that, you've got a housekeeper.
Yep.
You've got a chef, you got something like that.
Yep.
So what you're saying is that for you to sit, look pretty, make me feel happy, have sex with me whenever I want,
you deserve $250,000, baby.
$250,000. That's a prostitute.
For sure.
Yeah, that's a smart ass prostitute.
I will say this.
Oh, prostitutes aren't stupid.
They fucking smart. $250 to look pretty and not do nothing, and that's okay in your world.
But guess what happens when you have a man who is abusive, who is misogynistic, who is, all of those different things, who will slap you, who will you gotta believe that Young Miami got some Diddy-ish.
Oh, she did.
She had a little Diddy-ish. She got a little baby oil rubbed on her.
She got that pee in the shower.
You gotta expect that.
So here's my thing. And
for $250, I'll get peed on.
Whoa!
I will. $250,000. Pee is sterile. I'm gonna justify that to the end.
Okay,
you ain't gonna make me.
All right, so two things. A lot of things that we say are said in jest. Okay?
Right, of course.
So I honestly don't believe that if you were to look past the money, you would be okay with being disrespected to the point where someone is urinating on you.
No.
So it's jokey joke, fun to have. Yeah. Don't jump on social media like, oh, I'll pee on you, because that's not the case. Like, we talk about stuff, we joke around, but the majority of what's happening up here are the views that are hot,
right?
And we're giving our opinion on those. And secondly, I would hope whoever it is that you love now is not watching this shit, because you said I fall in love with bums. You should tense that.
I fell in love.
In the past
with a bum. You know what? That's not even fair for me to say.
Because that bum is looking at you right like, damn.
No, it's not fair. He wasn't a bum. I just said that because, emotions and everything. But just financially not there. Financially couldn't do it. And, I guess when you really think about it, yeah, bona fide fucking bum.
Damn. But
wait, hold on.
This conversation, conversation can go so many different directions.
It can.
Just a side note. If you're not making a certain amount of money, I heard this was another post that was made. If you don't make shout out to Clash Jones Jr. He's an artist, up and coming artist. He said that, man, if you don't make $100,000 or more, I think it was 100. You was on that post. 100,000 or more, you shouldn't be dating. You shouldn't be looking for a wife. Right? Oh, actually, he said 250.
He said it was a high amount. It was like really, really high.
Like, if you're not making $250,000 or more, you shouldn't be looking for a wife, right? Or you shouldn't be out here looking for a woman or dating or whatever else. That's crazy, right? But I do think that if you don't have enough money, you got to be careful about dating. You got to be careful about because you, as a man, you should be able to sustain yourself in society before you're thinking about being a compliment to anybody.
Yeah, for sure.
What number is that? At what level?
See, I just have I look at things differently. I really do. Like, just for how I was brought up. I just look at a lot of these situations and scenarios I see differently because part of that, I think you have to be able to sustain, but you have to be realistic too. Yeah. Because things aren't always going to be like that.
Right.
Like, I work in a field where there's ebb and flow. It's like banking and then like okay, and then banking and then okay, and it does that all the time.
Yeah.
So if the thought process is when I'm here is when I should be with someone, but there's times where I may go here, I'll just stay single.
Yeah, I don't necessarily agree with it. I also think that there's such thing as being poor and happy.
An obscene number like 250.
Right.
Like, because
that's crazy.
Because at the end of the day, and for me, this is what it is. At the end of the day, the monetary side of things, where it's necessary at a certain level to get past survival, that shit goes away like that. So now if you're dating because your objective and focus was to date within your tax bracket, so to speak, right? One of those people is going to go away. They go away with whenever like that goes away, it could come back.
Yeah.
You could always work your way back. But if I go back to foundation, if the substance of your relationship is wrapped around how much someone makes, it's not a relationship. It's putting some shit on layaway. Because there's always somebody who makes more than you. And there's always someone that can come in and knock that out.
I think that we blur the lines and we mix this capitalistic expectations with love, right? In America, society we live in, you have to make a lot of money because capitalism requires that you make a lot of money so that you're not stressed and strained and all those different things.
Right.
But I would also, if I went to an island and I was just, I'm never going to be broke because I have a hustle in me. But if I wasn't making that much money and society didn't expect me or need me to make that much money, and I met someone who wasn't, and we were just happy being together,
Yeah.
That's the relationship.
God doesn't measure all of this by how much money you make and what type of cars you drive and all that. That's man.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you're a religious person, you want to really get funky with it. It's the exact opposite. That's frowned upon.
Right. Exactly.
That's frowned upon religiously, like to be focused on money like that.
Right. It's true.
Like
The Bible's full of money. The Bible is all about money.
No, but
There's a lot of stories
talk
about money.
It does talk about like hoarding money and collecting money and
You're
like
supposed to give.
right.
yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. The fact that it's
Because
just like,
capitalism is the opposite.
yeah, it's not. I'm not gonna go in like I'm super religious like I know the Bible, but I know the message that comes with it is excess is not necessary. Is not good. Making a lot with a little is. I mean, isn't that what Jesus did? If you go religious, made a lot with a little, fed a bunch of people with a fish.
He did
that type, that type thing. So the I need more, and the women like I need that. Nah, you know what? Here's my thing. If we're gonna be together, right? Make your own shit. I'll support you. I'll be down with you. But I need to know when I turn around and I look, I'm with somebody who can
hold you down,
who can get it done. Who can hold me down. And I will say this, though. This goes up to a lot of women. Talking to you right now. Okay? It's going up to a lot of y'all. You are not worth what you think you're worth. And that's because of your nasty ass attitude.
Hello.
Because of you living a scorned life. Because you think that someone owes you something. Because you had a bad choice in men. I say it all the time. Choose better. Get off your own shit. And fix yourself. And don't walk around thinking you're fixed. Like, really, fix yourself. Then you'll find a good man. I'm just saying. And in the process, you probably lost a good man. So
another drop the mic moment. Okay.
With that one. Yo, let's take a quick break real quick. Come back. I want to chat about something, ask a couple questions, and then, get out of you guys' way. This is the
name.
Huh?
Trying to find this woman's name.
Type in ho.
Oh my God.
250K ho. Type that in, that'll work. It's Jus Mic, DJ Maestro, Eveyythang. Just a couple minutes, we're back.
Type in ho.
Spell it with it. Don't with it, not with an E. All right, everybody, we're back. It is the Safe Takes Unfiltered podcast. Before we get back into this, I'll recap quick, but I do want to thank everyone that's been showing us love. And I do mean there's been a lot of love. Even people just walking around, and just saying, okay, cool, and working their way into getting down with the movement. There are some people that show us a lot of love right now. I do have to give a shout out to a guy I work with. His name is Dennis. And I'm going to tell you something about this dude. We are not polar opposites, but opposites. But what I will say is, that man sits there, he watches the pod, he'll ask me questions and challenge some of the things that are said.
Love it.
So I respect the shit out of him. Everyone like that, but that's one person that it's one of those things where you wouldn't expect it from, from a certain person, but they're really on board with that. A lot of my coworkers are that way, but I really do have to, my man subscribe. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of good feedback. And I think it's because we're talking about hot topics that people are that they're talking about.
He's going to toast me on that religious conversation tomorrow or Tuesday. I'm telling you, he's going to toast me with that on Tuesday. Watch. I'll come back next show and I'll have notes of what really happens in the Bible and stuff like that. He's going to toast me on that.
Yeah.
So shout out to him.
No, that's awesome. Just even in our comments, like there's a girl named Alicia.
Yeah.
She comments a lot.
Calling me out too. Yo,
one of my friends, Lucky, he shares a lot of our stuff. So thank you for doing that. That means a lot.
Yeah, we love you guys. Keep it coming. Keep following us. Subscribe.
We're going to be traveling around. We're going to bounce around. We will let you know at least 2 weeks in advance so you can meet us there. We can do it with a live studio audience and kind of have fun and throw ideas around that way too. So, we want to do more than just kind of sit in a room with some mics and chat. And also, if you message us, if you ask us questions, anything like that, we will answer them. As a matter of fact, I said that to lead into this. So we have Tim. Tim asked a question. I will give it to you first. Okay. Tim said, right?
What up, Tim?
Be nice when you answer this question.
Be nice to me, Tim.
Don't go all Evie. You see, it wasn't a question for you, it was a general question.
Okay.
Okay. Why do women make it a point to disrespect men with name calling?
Make it a point because it bothers you so much. There is nothing more that bothers a man more than being called a bitch. And sometimes I feel like a woman...
You said that with emphasis.
Yeah, because there is only a way to say, when you call a man a bitch, you call him a bitch. Because the thing is that, right? That when we say that, don't you hear the conviction in my like, bitch? That's a lot of anger. That's a lot of frustration. And that is the one thing that I can say that's going to rile you up and ruffle your feathers. Now, I'm not condoning
in this moment of toxic episodes.
I'm not condoning it, but it is literally the one, that and your dick size. I can bring one of those two things up and you're crumbling, you're mad, you're pissed, and you can't forgive me.
In relationship toxic episodes, Evelyn is explaining how she can completely destroy a relationship and have to go back to choosing bad.
Yeah.
So
I can call you a bitch and say that you have a little dick, all in the same conversation, and you're gonna reevaluate your life.
Sure.
I don't even know how to respond to that. That's like,
When
no. All right. First of all, it's not just women that can say name calling. All right.
Okay.
That's just a toxic relationship. If you're using names in general to like address the person that you're with, like, yeah, we got to stop that. Like in 2026, we got to stop that. We got to learn how to talk through our, obstacles, conflicts, issues, all of the different things to support each other. It'll never last like that. And it only gets worse because I'm going to top the worst thing I said, the last worst thing that I said. The next one is going to, especially, I'm a Sagittarius. Oh, motherfucker. I'm a Sagittarius. My tongue is slick.
I'm a Taurus.
So you can't say that to me because
I got y'all trumped. I'm a Leo.
Man, you don't know about Sagittarius, but I hear you.
I do.
There's a couple of signs out here that got slick tongues, but we shouldn't be doing that. Period. That's where I'm at.
Yeah.
I have so many, like little relationship tips to give people. Shout out to Tim anyway. Anyone else has questions, make sure you hit us up. I have this thing that we. So in my current relationship, we have this thing where it's like, let's say there's a disagreement, right? And I'm like, nah, you know what? F that, so on and so forth, right?
F that?
F
that.
Like fuck that. Nah, fuck that. In that kind of way. I'll step back and I'll tell her like, yo, you got a free fuck that in your pocket that you just keep and you pull it out. And if I have
it's like a swear jar.
If I have some shit to say, swear jar. If I have something to say, you can be like, no, this was in the pocket. So, things like that to kind of find a way to keep the peace, but it is a balance.
It can be a little gesture.
Go, sorry.
I was gonna say my partner, because I'd be like, what the fuck? He'd be like, ma'am, excuse me, ma'am, right away, because that throws me off. I'd be like, damn, let me act right. I gotta act professional. I gotta act right.
There you go.
Like that. It could be a little subtle thing because when you feed off each other. So if she's acting out and she's doing that, and then why are you acting like a bitch? Now that goes into another. But the ma'am, excuse me, ma'am. I'm like, oh.
So, but the whole name calling thing, though.
Yeah, it's like unnecessary.
You can't do it with one person that's toxic and one that's not. It has to be two toxic people to sit there and they're cool with calling each other names like that. Because the person that's not toxic is going to be like, you know what? You can kick rocks with sandals on, and that'll be that. So, but the question was not for us; it was for women. And it was for a woman. So I threw it to you, and and it's because
it gets you tight.
Yo, but can I say something about something that Ev said though? Because women do resort to the the dick size. That's the first thing. Like I never even
if you got the biggest King Kong, I'm gonna say you got a little dick because they don't know it.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing. It's like, why go there? Anytime a woman is scorned, that's not mature. That's not like you see women that will go and he had a little, but you was with him for how long, giving it up to that little, right? So that's like, I don't even believe women. Where I've seen women that say that about guys. It's like I disregard that whatsoever. You know
Kevin Hart, in one of Kevin Hart's comedy specials, he was talking about his lady being drunk with him at dinner. And then she just like threw some shit out there like that, like, "Will you pee the bed?" And he's like, "Yo, what the fuck?" In front of everybody. So that happens. But I think it would benefit everybody in a relationship and everyone around them. If they live in an apartment building, neighbors, animals, small children. If the name calling just kind of like, you know what I mean? Or if you're in a situation where it comes to that, and go from there. And women, I have to say this. I don't think it's cool ever, and I don't give a damn who says what. I do not think it's cool ever for a woman to let a man call her a bitch. And it be it's not okay.
No, it's not.
It's not okay, because just like calling a man a bitch, you know, you're questioning his manhood.
Yeah.
You call a woman a bitch, you're questioning her integrity.
Yeah.
Her worth, her self-worth. And if you're like, yo, that's cool, you can call me a bitch, or you ignore it.
Yeah.
Like, that's a problem.
Yeah, it's power dynamics. It's like a white woman calling me, a white person calling me the N-word, you know, a man calling a woman the B-word. Like, there's power dynamics in the systems that exist out here. And so it's not okay for a man to just call a woman, like, you know what I mean? Now, I've been in situations where, you know, it's warranted. Right?
Absolutely.
It's warranted, right?
Absolutely.
And that's for men and women. If you're being a bitch, you're being a bitch. However, in my relationship, you won't catch me.
The closest I ever got was, stop acting like a bitch. Like,
but is that what's different between saying stop acting like a bitch and stop being a bitch?
Women don't hear the difference. Like, to a man, there's a difference, right? But women don't hear a difference. In their mind, you just call me a bitch.
Kinda,
right?
yeah.
But we're saying stop acting like you are not a bitch. I don't want you acting like a bitch. I need you to stop acting like a bitch right now, so we can get back to our happy life.
But just saying,
it's still wrong, but
hey, it is
difference in perspective.
But that's the closest I ever got. And then after that, I'm sorry. You know,
or like, why are you being a bitch? Like, why are you being a bitch right now? Like, you know, that's still wrong.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
You get mad if a woman said to me, like, why are you being a bitch right now? It's the same thing. I would not hear why are you? It would
why
be
are
like,
you being so sensitive?
Right. That shit right there will make me want to kick somebody out the crib.
So sensitive?
Yeah, why are you being so sensitive?
Saying shit like that, I'll get out. Like, I just stand in the hallway for 10 minutes.
I usually get it in reverse. When you say like, yo, why you being so sensitive about everything? Mm-hmm. Women don't like that, because to women, that's the equivalent of calling them emotional. And women are always considered to be emotional.
That's why men don't like
always
because they don't want to be called emotional either.
Yeah. But that's because, you know what? This is a whole nother take. We could do these shows all day. My thing, and where I go with this, and this is kind of off topic, I feel like you have a son, right? And you've talked about your son. You know, you poured urine on your son, you and your cousin or whatever. So, you know.
Hello.
Save his life.
Oh, if you didn't see that, he got stung by
a jellyfish in Puerto Rico.
I'm trying to clear it up now.
No, because anything.
R. Kelly to my boy.
Anything said.
CPS is being called right now.
Anything said on the mic.
Son.
Anything said on the mic can travel with no context. So the context is,
you gotta give the context.
It was basically to save him. So I made a joke about it. But anyway, you have a son. Do you tell your son, don't show emotion, be stone-faced,
no,
don't such and such, but then, and he acts like that, but then in the same breath tell him, but you got to be respectful to women, you got to love women, you got to so on and so forth. The two can't exist. You can't be hardcore, not give a shit.
That does.
You can't. Wait, are you saying that you cannot be emotional as a man and
reverse? Can't say I'm void of all emotion because I'm a man, but then show emotion.
Oh,
like you can't walk around with the fucking tough coat on, and then all of a sudden you get home and it's like, what is this about? Because you still have that tough coat mentality. I'm not saying walk around like being timid and shy, but that whole thing, like calling a man sensitive and shit like that. Like, nah, because if you really want someone who you can say is not sensitive, then take what comes with it. Then what comes with it is when you want that emotional time, you want that attention. Nah, I don't have that. I don't have the or at least I don't show the capacity for sensitivity towards, whoever. So I'm going to be this person. Like, I'm not me personally. I don't give a shit. You can call me what you want to.
Yeah.
But I'm in touch. I'm in touch with myself. I am extremely emotionally intelligent, and I'm good with that. Like, people can get mad. They can't get mad. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I think if we raise boys and we create a world where boys are limited in terms of their
young men
emotional navigation, emotional understanding.
Yeah,
we have bad worlds. like Donald Trump. Like, let's not to get political, but like he's for me a perfect example of a man who cannot navigate emotions. Like he's very stunted emotionally, and so we see one side.
Yeah, I think he's a very I think he's a very emotional person.
Really,
absolutely. Because here's the thing: how many decisions, and it's just the majority of the decisions that I see being made politically right now are emotional, reactive things. They're not. It's not off of logic. It's off of being emotional. Word? Oh, you don't like that? All right. So I'm kicking you out the country.
So that's fair. That's maybe, and so I guess what I'm trying to relate it to. Maybe,
I get what you're saying.
Maybe not emotional. What I'm saying is that it's only one side of the emotion. Yeah. So for many men, the only emotion you can express is anger.
Many.
Yeah.
Right. But we need boys that are raised to be young men, that are raised to be men, that understand the full gambit of emotional rainbow and
we only went this direction because the word sensitive popped up, and that bothers me because it paints the picture that a guy's not supposed to be that way. Like a man should be secure enough to be emotional. A man should be secure enough to tell another man that he loves him. That's that like he has his back.
I love you, Mike.
Love you back. So, like it's that kind of thing. Like a man should be able to do that. A man should be able to be in a situation where he is honest and open with his lady. At the same time, a woman has to accept that and appreciate it, because the alternative is a house getting turned upside down, holes in the wall, or being completely ignored, or being walked on and all these other women around, because you gotta be a tough guy. You gotta play the tough guy role. Like what you said before.
Pounding on your chest.
Pounding on your chest. Like,
so one of the things, if you don't know, outside of what we do here, what I do here, as 1/3 of Safe Takes Unfiltered, I also work with a lot of youth. I do some community work and stuff like that. And one of the things that we always teach about toxic masculinity, right? And so even when I was teaching about it in the university at SUNY Cortland and other places, toxic masculinity is a stunted and deficient relationship with three things: yourself, other men, and women. Mm-hmm. Right? If you think about it, right? So like, one, I don't know how to love myself. I don't know how to be vulnerable. I don't know how to navigate my own emotions. Mm-hmm. And because of that, it comes out in a particular way. And because of that, I can't engage with another man because everything is, oh, that's gay, or that's, we can't hug. We can't, look into each other's eyes. Like I did a session one time with a bunch of young men and had them just walk through the room. They all looked at the floor. They were all looking at the floor, weaving in between each other. Right. And I paused it and stopped them and said, now everybody look up, and realize that not one of you ever looked in each other's eyes. Yeah. Right. We don't even get to understand who we are as individuals, as people, our soul. And then, of course, a stunted relationship with women, because we objectify them and we see them only as things to harm. Have you ever...
Shout out to the cleaning person, just killing it right now.
Have you ever... So there's a exercise called the man box and whatever else. And we were talking about like ways in which we talk about sex. Think about men. How do we, the world, forget men, how do we frame sex? Stab, beat it up.
Yeah,
smash. It's all violent.
Take it down.
It's all violent.
Beat
so
it up.
The only way we get to engage with women is through violence.
Killed it,
smashed it. You know what I'm saying? Hit that. Like,
yo, that's absolutely right.
I didn't even think about that.
That's absolutely right.
The abuse of the pussy. Like, damn.
And she said it. We almost made it.
Yeah, we got to
show without that.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
It's all right. We agree. We like that word.
I mean, I like it. I don't like the word. I like the...
You like your word, the other word, punane.
You don't say it right. You gotta say punane. Is what you gotta say. That's my go-to. That's my word when I say it. Anyway, back to that. That is a very valid point.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna make it a point to not say, to not use those phrases anymore.
Yeah.
Here's what I touched on this a couple times. I do want to say my views and my opinions are my views and my opinions, and I'm not judging anyone for theirs. I'm just saying, in my opinion, these are how things go. I feel very blessed. I was raised in a way where, there was an interesting dichotomy in my house, mm-hmm. because my dad is a guy's guy. Mm. He's a pick stuff up, put it down, fix things, a disciplinarian, but he's a good man. Like the reason I consider myself a good man is because I followed in his footsteps with the stuff he did. My mom was a very Well, she was crazy. Not crazy like talk to walls, but you weren't gonna play with her. Like she was gonna shut shit down. So, but what she also would do was say, go ahead and be you. I have an older brother. We're cool now. I couldn't stand his ass when I was a kid because he was always talking shit to me. And the main thing he would talk shit to me about was me being a sensitive kid. And it was like constant, non-freaking stop, like nonstop. But my mom was always in the background, like, just be you, be who you are. Just be who you are, and it's okay. Yeah. And then, it goes that way. So I speak from a place of...
Shout out to your mom, man.
Yeah,
rest in peace, Mom. March 15th, actually, the anniversary of her passing. Well, not... It's the reminder day of her passing. So shout out to her. But I'm fortunate enough to come from a situation where I had two different, what's the word I'm looking for? Influences. Both built out of love, but put me in a position where A, I know how to be a good man, and B, I can also be a good partner because I'm emotionally aware. Yeah. My emotional currency is stacked. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. So anyone, don't be like, oh, Mike says, fuck y'all, man.
No, I mean, you said it earlier, man. We do a lot of jokes on here. Mm-hmm. If you can't tell, all three of us are sarcastic as hell. We crack jokes about things and whatever else. But at the end, like personally, I'd like to think that I'm an ally to women, and that I think being a good man is being an ally to women, right? And I think that a lot of men have to take that step back and think about like how relationships can be better. And of course, women too, but I'm speaking from a male perspective. Right. How can relationships be better? How can your engagement with the opposite sex be better? There's a lot of broken, fragile men out here. There's a lot of men with mommy issues. Well, mommy didn't do this for me and whatever else. Yeah. And they transfer that animosity and that hate for their moms into the women that they're with. So,
So, Eva, just so you can take this,
and vice versa.
And so to you, right? What are guys lacking as far as, in whatever capacity? Not talking about money, looks, nothing like that, but just personality, moral, whatever it is. What are men lacking now that you see that would prevent someone like yourself, or the women that follow you, or the women that follow us, from engaging and being like, this is my future?
Yeah.
What's missing now?
Well, the self-awareness and knowing how you feel. Like if you're around your girlfriend, right, and she does something, a lot of guys don't know how they feel, so they get angry. The first reaction is for them to get angry. And I think that's why they're not understanding, oh, this is jealousy, or this is, I'm concerned about my girl. Guys automatically go straight to anger. And I think that's what it is, because they don't understand how they feel. They don't know how to recognize what jealousy is, what anger is, what love is. They don't know how to recognize that. So they just become reactive. And that's what I see. Because I feel like, if you are aware of what you're feeling at that moment, then you can verbalize that a certain way where it could de-escalate the situation. But a lot of times guys don't even know that what they're feeling is jealousy. They just get angry. And since we see it, because we could see it when you're jealous, or if we could see that, but you're just angry and we're like, you're just fucking jealous. And, but if you could take a step back and just be self-aware and of how you're feeling, you can check yourself before you check me. Before you say anything to me, you can internalize it, check yourself first, and then talk to me about it.
So now I have something that might be a little more difficult for you to do, because you're up here, you represent the women, right? And there's a lot of women that follow you. Okay. What can they do differently to put themselves in a position to get a better man from a woman's perspective?
Well, stop putting the standards so high that's even more than what you do. If you only make $85,000, how can you ask for somebody who makes 100 and something? If you fucking live a certain lifestyle, how can you expect somebody to be more than what you are? Girl, you're not even in the same floor as them, and you want that. So I feel like if you just sit back and face reality of who you are as an individual. I'm so sorry, but there are women that could say you can't fuck with me unless you give me 250. And then there's women that can't do that. You need to know your position in life and your position in that situation.
I don't think any woman can say that.
That's called a prostitute.
But
High-end prostitute.
you say you can't, but
Escort. I'm sorry.
and it does happen.
No, it does.
That's
It's
disrespectful.
Women,
Escorts. Sorry.
I can't say I'm fucking with you. I'm not fucking with you for if you don't spend 250,000 because I don't make that much, and I'm not in the same room as people who make that much money.
Not from a money aspect, right? Because they're not going to listen to you. That's it's going to bounce off a woman's head when you say that, because they'll turn right back around and it'll be about money.
It's survival.
It's survival because we look for stability.
As a woman, right? Because we're talking about like what, and I think we're on the same page when we're saying how a man should be, or the characteristics or traits or whatever of a man. But as far as a woman goes, just not money related, just what a woman needs to do. Because you've had bad relationships, you've had good relationships. What a woman out there that's watching you, that's following Eveyythang, that's sitting there. Oh, girl, you tell him. You tell Jus Mic. You tell Maestro.
When she's done answering this,
yeah,
this is very, very simple. I'm gonna give you the answer.
This is from a woman talking to women.
100%.
So what a woman needs to do to get
how women need to come to the table in order to get a good man, not just a man, not to get a sexual partner, a good man.
Be you and stop putting the standards so high, and also stop worrying. Like, I feel like we don't look at characteristics anymore, and we don't look at the person in the heart. I feel like a lot of times we don't think about the long run, and in the long run, money's really not going to be a big factor in it. It's going to be love, and it's going to be our relationship and our friendship. So if you go into the situation not thinking about financial, and you're not really thinking about stability, and you think about finding your partner and finding your friend, that's what's going to matter in the long run. I feel like that's what's going to make the relationship stronger. So then everything else plays a part. The financial and everything, that's going to play a part. But if you come forward and you're like, yo, I just want to vibe. I want to find my person. I want to find my best friend. You could find you a good man. But any man that hears, I want this, and you have expectations that don't seem realistic, men are automatically going to count you out.
There's one thing I respect it, ladies. I hope you listen. There's one thing you said though that I personally would question, and then this is all you because you're waiting for the simple answer. I think women could raise their standards. I think that's part of the problem why you can't find good men is because your standards are so damn low. It's just, I'll take what I get, and then that's it. So when you come across something, anyway, go drum roll to Stro.
Ladies, if you want a good man, it's very, very simple. Don't sleep with them.
That is not always accurate.
That's true.
Very accurate. Let me tell you why. Hold on.
It's not. It's not.
Let me explain.
All right, go ahead.
Let me explain.
This is bullshit, but go ahead.
It's not bullshit at all. You know why? Let me tell you something.
Tell me why.
I'm gonna give you an example.
Tell me why.
I was once with a woman, right?
Because I'm a good man. If you don't sleep with me, it's a problem.
This just sounds like it's going to be a good story.
No.
Once upon a time.
I was once with a woman. She was the first love of my life. And 6 years I was with her. And we never had sex.
For 6 years?
6 years. Hold on. Yeah. We never had sex. Now we did other stuff. Like, we was getting popping, but we never had sex. Why? And I actually applaud this woman because she actually saved herself for marriage. She did. She saved herself for marriage. Till this day, she's married. She's got 2 kids. And
but you guys will go down on each other, but no sex.
I mean, if you wanted like detail, I was like,
yeah,
that's sex.
Figure out that's sex.
No. Intercourse.
Now you build
direct. There was no penetration.
It was foreplay, no penetration.
But that's still sexual acts.
Fair enough. What I'm saying is, do not give your vagina to right. Like I'm saying, women, if you want a man, at least for some time. And it's funny because Steve Harvey, I think, said something very similar.
Steve Harvey lying out his damn.
Think like a man. I read that book.
No, I'm not. Steve Harvey. Like, respect to him, but like, I'm not going off. So my point is this, though.
Shout out to Steve Harvey.
When you don't sleep with a man, what you do is you get the benefit of seeing time.
Mm-hmm.
What is he willing to commit and focus on and learn and experience and grow with all over a period of time, duration of time, and invest in you? Here's what happened with the woman that I was with for 6 years. We never had sex. She became my best friend. I was forced to focus on the assets that she had that was not the sex, the vagina, right? I learned her heart. I learned her soul. I learned her mind. I learned her likes, her dislikes. And don't get it twisted. Like, it's not like I didn't want it and I didn't, right? But my respect level for her was so high because she set those standards and those boundaries. We have women that get with men and they sleep with them on the first night or first date, or, okay, it's been a week, it's 2 weeks. So like, what is acceptable and what is the time limit for you to do
when
it? The longer you hold off.
Nah. Here's
a point. Here's respect is going to be there.
Here's why no. This is my take on it. Jump in.
Mm-hmm.
Here's why I say no. Mm-hmm. A woman will use that as a tool for deception, in order to or a carrot to drag a guy.
What's that?
Stuff like that. No, it happens. Listen, I know somebody.
But that's just not a good woman.
Though. No, but that's a thing, though. That's a thing.
So you're saying holding it out and not giving it.
It's kind of getting him.
She used it as a carrot to lead a man to.
Yes. So my thing is this, though, and I feel like this. I feel like this about everybody. If you're a family member, if you're a friend, a significant other, I say this to you, and I mean this. If the energy is right and it happens, it happens. That's not the thing that makes the relationship. And sometimes it has to happen because you could completely not jive with somebody. You spend all that time and that's what you end up being as friends. When mentally and emotionally as a man, because it's different for us, we tie ourselves in and we become a friend. Like,
well, I'm not saying no intimacy, right? So I'm going to be very clear. I'm not saying no intimacy. What I'm saying is actual intercourse, right? Penetration. Hold off on that for at least a while. I'm not saying everybody has to say like, no, you're not getting me until we're married or whatever. That was her choice, the woman that I was with years ago.
Yeah.
And I respected her. She got what she wanted. But nowadays, you're not finding people who saving themselves from marriage, right?
And
I applaud her for that.
And I put this out
for
there.
not getting into temptation and going all the way with it.
I put this out to all women. It's as far as me and I'm concerned. And I think every guy is different. If a woman is smart enough to pick up quick, if a guy is different, then what you do is what you do. Mm-hmm. Period. If you're just going into it like, yo, you know what, I'm horny, and you do it that way, it's different. But you could legitimately meet somebody, hang out, talk to them, hang out while you're talking to them, and it clicks. And it's not just, yo, I'm trying to get one off. You're sharing a moment with that person.
That's very valid. Those moments exist.
They do.
But a lot of the time, men go off of what they see. We see, the first thing we see is you are attractive, you got a nice body. Oh, if immediately I get what I want, it does not hold me. I've already gotten what I've wanted. I don't know if I want anything else, right? I'm just saying in general for many men. Like, I don't have to go further and learn those things about you, right? Mm-hmm. And I find there's so many women that I have talked to that have given it up. And say, yeah, but I thought he was nice and he was... The honeymoon phase, everybody's nice. Yeah. Everybody's nice. You don't actually really get to know. No, it's true. The honeymoon phase, everyone is nice. Even if you continue to be nice. Even if you are a good person and and that's your way, genuinely, the point is that the beginning stages, you are looking to impress that person. Mm-hmm. Everybody's nice. The way you weed out the assholes, right? You might luck out and have sex with somebody and their really intention was to really get to know you and continue and be good. But what I'm saying is that there are way too many women who give themselves to the guy and then they find out that, oh, he really wasn't into me, or they ghost him.
Or she's not into him. And that happens a lot. Because a lot of girls they'll do that and then ghost you right after.
Maybe, you know what? Maybe I'm just different, but like, I don't have a honeymoon phase in my relationships. I don't. It's like I have. Yeah, I am. I don't think anyone. I think if everyone that I dated sat down and had a conversation and were asked Mike questions, they'd all answer it accurately because from the beginning, the first conversation until the last conversation, I'm the same way.
Yeah, but you're misunderstanding what I mean by the honeymoon phase.
I know what you mean.
The niceties, right?
Going out of the way.
You can be authentic and be you. But I'm a nice guy. Like I treat women. You're not gonna find a woman that I've ever dated that's be like, oh, he was misogynistic. He was an asshole. You're not gonna find that about me, right?
People say I'm an asshole for sure.
But 9 times out of 10, you're not gonna hear that from women that I've dated, right? What you will hear is like later on if we clash and like, whatever. But like I have exes that are still sitting here saying like, no, he was a great guy. We just didn't work out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
My point is not that the honeymoon phase is you are putting forward something different. What I'm saying is some guys do. You are a different breed. I'm a different breed. There's a lot of other men that are different
a lot of men
breeds.
have a representative.
Yes.
They have a representative.
I think people in general, it's not just men, women.
Well, I mean,
I've been
in this
with
conversation,
women in a honeymoon phase that are totally different. And I'm like, holy shit, who is this woman?
Right.
Later on. Right. So what I'm saying is, if you're asking the question about women, how do you find a better guy? The key to finding a better guy, having a better relationship, is tapping into all the other things that matter most, which is not the sex.
Yep.
It's the mind, it's the heart, it's the spirit, it's the habits, when you tap into all of that, and when you remove sex from the equation, it forces you to pay attention to those things.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
So then and you take it from here. Like I guess then my take on that would be, don't lead with your, as you guys say, vag. If it happens, it happens, but don't bust in the door like, yo,
we're saying the same thing.
Come get some of this. So I get it now. We're on the same page.
Same page.
Because I also don't want anyone to sit there and be like, yo, I can't do this, because you could miss a real moment.
Yeah.
True.
You could miss a real moment by sitting there and saying, I should be doing this. So yeah, just don't walk in the door crotch first.
There are a lot of women, I'm sorry, and I'm coming to you, right? There are a lot of women who think they have to sleep with a guy to keep a guy around. Well, that's what he wants, and I like him.
Yes.
So, and that's my point.
That goes into what you said about the expectations of like, God forbid, I'm not intimate. He's going to think I'm cheating and stuff like that. I just thought about this. It's not a thing of thinking that for all cases that you're being cheated on. It's a thing because men are this way. Like guys don't like to admit this shit. We are this way. A guy also wants to be wanted by the person he wants, because there's a bunch of other people that want them.
Right.
So it's like if someone is the object of my affection, then I want to feel that back.
Yeah.
And if I want intimacy and that person's telling me no, I'm not thinking she's screwing somebody else. I'm thinking she's not attracted to me like I'm attracted to her.
Yeah.
So that is a little different.
Well,
but anyway,
that's a mature mentality.
It's Eveyythang. Go ahead. Do you think?
Well, that's a mature mentality. You thinking that way, because that is not what most men are thinking. Most men are thinking that you're giving the badge to somebody else.
Damn. You know what?
So there's different breeds, but.
I'm not single, by the way. I don't want y'all being like Mike's the shit. I'm taking. Anyway, bro.
I just want to say this, and this is for the girls. You don't have to sleep with everyone that you're dating. You can casually date. You can go on a date with somebody. You can date them for 2-3 weeks. You don't have to fuck every single person. And that is the notation that a lot of people think, oh, I go on a date with him because, guys are like, well, I took you out to dinner. I'm going to go back to your house and smash. No, you don't have to do that. And if he likes you, he's not even going to bring that up. He's not even going to mention it, because it'll happen. If it does happen the first date, it'll happen naturally because you guys are going off of vibes. But don't ever feel like, in order for you to make him feel appreciated for taking you out on a date, that you need to sleep with him. No. You both did your part. He asked you on a date, you went on your date, whether you liked each other or not, and you could leave it like that. You don't have to pay up with vag. And that's all I got to say.
Punani.
You don't got to pay with punani. Because before you know it, like you going on, let's say you date 12 guys. At that point, now you fuck 12 guys that you didn't have to do. None of it's necessary.
I'll add one more thing to that. As a man, I'm different. I tend to be different as a man. I will not sleep with a woman immediately. I won't sleep with a woman. Like I can't. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm thinking about the last couple women that I've dated. I want to get to know you. I want to get comfortable. I want to do all of that stuff.
That makes it more explosive too.
And the tension is there. The sexual tension is there. And it doesn't mean we won't kiss, we won't do sex, but I don't want to have sex with you. It's kind of like what Mike said. I want that when the moment is right,
it'll happen naturally.
It'll
The
happen.
moment could be right off the rip.
I've been in situations where the moment feels right off the rip, but I'm not doing it the first night. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm just not. I don't like one night stands.
So hold on, wait.
My mind gets crazy. I'm thinking, does she have an STD?
Yeah.
I'm thinking, what if I get this chick pregnant? Like, I don't.
Well, let me ask you this. When you say one night stand, hey, we're out. Hey, what's going on? Such and such. You want to hang out? Cool, hang out. Sex. That's a one night stand.
Right.
What if
if you stay with them afterwards?
even if okay,
It's a one night stand.
one night stand. So what if it's a situation where the first time you hang out, but you've been in conversation, you've been building with someone, but the first time you're actually physically one-on-one, something happens. I don't consider it a one night stand.
No, I don't.
because
that's not a
because
one-night stand.
you've already you're kicking up dust and you have substance and you built something.
You're taking time. You're saying you're on phone. You're getting to know them, and
Yeah.
in person on the phone, you're still getting to know who they are, and there's
Right.
chemistry. That's different. Me personally, I'm thinking about the last relationship that I was in. It was a couple of months before I initiated or we actually did anything, right?
Mm-hmm.
With my wife, before we had married, like we didn't have sex right away. It was just like, no, I want to take time and get to know you and whatever
Does
else.
that build
And then-
frustration with them? Because I know
them?
a lot of women are sexual. Did anybody get frustrated that you didn't want to have sex with them, or did it build any insecurity? Like, why? Why you don't want to have sex with me?
To me, if a woman gets frustrated that I don't want to have sex with them, that's not my woman.
Yeah.
That's not for me, right? There was one episode where like I was with a woman. This was back in college though, and I was actually, and this is part of like what you said. Like I grew up in a single mother household or whatever. I just don't rush into that. I was with this girl I met at a college. I'm a DJ. She wanted to get with the DJ. We after the party on a college campus, we chopping up and talking. I had a girl actually stop and look at me like, "Are we gonna fuck or not?" And I was like, "Whoa!"
Yeah,
I was like,
it's kinda like
"We were just talking to get to know you. I was gonna come back and visit you in the college." And she was like, "No, man, that's not what it was." Like, all right, we go up to my dorm.
Did you down the
I
fuck?
went up to her dorm room and tried, but I didn't get up. And I'm fine with saying it. I didn't get up because I was uncomfortable. I'm like, yo, I just met you.
Yeah.
I just met you. I'm not trying to like.
I just see. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
And I agree with stuff like that. But I'm a grown ass man, so I know where I'm going. Where I'm going. Like at this point in my life, you know what I mean. Everything is intentional.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm not bouncing around trying to whatever. It's just like, yo, you know what I mean.
Mhm.
Like if I like somebody, unless we just do. That's okay, cool, and that's part of it.
So you don't believe in soul ties and like you sleeping with somebody you're
No, I'm not saying I don't believe in that.
Okay.
I'm saying that I won't walk around and be like I'm putting a timeline on when I will do what I won't do. But at the same time, at this point in my life, you know, I'm not 20.
Yeah.
I'm a grown ass man, so I know like every single thing I do in my life, my personal life, when it comes to my emotional life. Every single thing I do is intentional.
Yeah.
So if I'm talking to somebody, we're building a little bit, hang out, it's intentional. It's okay, cool that chemistry's there. We built that chemistry. Get it out of the way. And I say get out of the way because you got to know. For me now, whatever I do now, I'm thinking later.
You want to know if you have sexual chemistry,
If we have chemistry
you guys
now.
connect that way as well.
Right. I don't mean go out, DJ a party, meet someone, go get breakfast, go to the crib, work it out, and then go. I don't mean that. That's not intention.
Yeah.
That's not intent.
But I feel like all of it's intentional. Like I'm being intentional by not having sex.
No, that's no.
You know what I mean?
Say
It's just my
that's your
intentional.
Thing. That's your thing.
And it's not necessarily a timeline. It's when the moment feels right. What I don't want to do at this, and again, it's right. It's what you said. A lot of it's about maturity. It's about where you are in your life, right? At this point, I don't want to just be jumping from vagina to vagina. I'm not interested.
I get that.
You know what I mean? Like,
and I feel the same
when I was younger, I was a lot looser than I am now.
Yeah.
But I didn't just jump to anything. Like I had to know something about you. Okay. I had to like you in some way. I had to, you know what I mean? Like, could you imagine back in the day, it was at Flops, if we just with anybody, just anybody.
I don't know what you're talking about. I have no clue what you're talking about, sir. I'm not having that kind. No, I don't know what you mean. What are you talking about?
Damn, that's scary.
How could you?
How dare you?
Flops was a nightclub we used to DJ at where the atmosphere was.
You smash anybody from there?
Nah.
No. What?
What to say?
I've never seen you. I don't know your business, but I've never seen you just be like, all right, I'm going home with her. I've never seen you do that.
No. Just go. No. Just
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's like, I'm not just like, you don't know how she is with other people. You don't know what she did before you. You don't know. Like,
Bro,
I'm not just doing that. Just because you got a fat ass and you look good. Nah.
Women.
STDs are real.
Don't take it. Yeah. Women, don't take offense to this. Ev, don't take offense to this. Every woman is someone's story.
Yeah.
You just have to, is it your story or is it their story? Like, that's the thing. Every woman is someone's story. So we could sit here, I'm telling you, you could have the most beautiful, intelligent, talented, gifted woman, and you just look at her and you're like, wow.
And at some point,
it's someone's story.
She was a hoe.
I don't know.
Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying someone's story.
At some point, she was though.
Someone's
we
story.
all
everybody.
have everybody was.
Yeah. So all I have to say, you know, there's probably a lot of stories floating around from back in those days, and hopefully everybody got their shit together.
Don't believe them.
No, at a certain age, you definitely should have your shit together, and you should have learned the lessons that you need to, because you being in your 40s, your 50s, being a hoe, it is so ugly. It really is, and it looks worse than a 20-year-old being a hoe, because she's still figuring it out. But if you still didn't figure it out in your 40s and your 50s, and you're still handing your vagina out like business cards,
that's your penis, like
that's crazy. What?
Punani.
No, that's crazy. You gotta have it. You gotta get it together. That's why I would say, if you're gonna go through your whole phase, just go through it earlier in life. Get it out the way. Be safe. Be respectful, so that when you get older, it's out of your system.
How about now? You just don't be a hoe. Like,
that's no. See, I don't. This is the thing. I kind of feel like everybody has to go through that phase. Men go through that phase. Women go through that phase. You have to go through that phase.
Everybody don't have to go through
it. It's not mandatory.
You go through that phase.
It's not a rites of passage. Like, you don't have to go through a whole thing.
Appreciate the man in front of you.
No, some people like again, I'll shout out to Kelly, first love of my life.
Oh, I thought you go a different direction. Like, okay.
No, like I know
people are like, yo, they're talking forever, but this is interesting.
She gave herself to the only person that has ever experienced her, right? Most people aren't doing that. You know what I mean? No, most people are not doing that. So I applaud her. But you don't have to go through a whole phase. Like, there are people who don't do that. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I think that what happens is people go through a whole phase because they're depressed. People go through a whole phase because they like Mike said, they want to feel like wanted, and sometimes you don't. So you're just down with the and then sometimes people are just like angry. Fuck that.
Or they've been in a relationship for 20 years. They're getting a divorce and they're broken up, and now they want to go out there and just try it out and be a hoe. But then that's when it's kind of like,
But that goes to because you always say it, the whole grass is greener concept.
Well,
that
the illusion of it.
Yeah, the illusion of it.
The illusion of the grass being greener, because it looks greener, but people jump that fence and then they realize it's fucking tarp from Home Depot.
Shout out to Home Depot.
It's tarp from Home Depot, and now you can't even get back to the other side.
So the grass is greener where you water it. Let's put it like that.
Yeah.
I swear to God, we could talk.
We could go on forever.
We could go on forever. So let's just do this. We're gonna close it out now. Ev, we started the episode and everything based off of your TikTok about the whole 50-50 thing. And I think there's a lot of good insight. I want all the comments. Everybody inbox us. We will respond even if you're not here. And I'm Jus Mike.
DJ Maestro's Hitmaker.
Hey, it's your girl Ev.
And we are out, y'all.
Safe Takes Unfiltered.
Bam.
Live.